Hello and welcome to the Adrienne Ross Show, the basketball edition. I'm back. It's been a minute. It's been a week since I did a video, and I got a couple messages from people saying, hey, we want to hear from you. It was a comment yesterday from someone who said, where are you? He's like, Caitlin Clark gets the first ever triple-double of any rookie in the WNBA, and we don't hear from you. So I had to say, listen, I told you I was going to be out of state. I was going to be, off the platform for a minute. And so it was. I was actually back for the game yesterday against the New York Liberty, but I wasn't available to watch the game at the time. So what did I do? I stayed off of social media. I didn't check anything because I wanted to watch the game later knowing absolutely nothing. And so I did. Later, I got a chance to watch the game. So when I entered the game, I knew nothing about what the score was. I knew nothing about Caitlin Clark's triple-double. I knew none of that, which is the way I wanted it. And I was able to watch the game as if I knew absolutely nothing because I didn't know anything. So here's the deal. Caitlin Clark makes history. The first rookie in the WNBA ever to record a triple-double. And she did it halfway through the season, if that, very close to halfway through the season or halfway through the season. So she continues to set records. So here's the thing. We all know that there were other opportunities for Caitlin to get that triple-double. Some people feel like she was robbed of some stats and that she actually had hit that number before. I don't know about that, but we all know that in the game against Diana Taurasi and the Phoenix Mercury, Caitlin was one rebound shy of making history on that day, and Coach Christy Sides pulled her from the game at the end. That caused a lot of hoopla. Some say sabotage. I don't know about that. Maybe, maybe not. I do know that, it's not a coach's responsibility to make sure the person gets the triple-double, but generally coaches are kind of up on that because you have assistants who are keeping stats, and they kind of give you that information, and you got the Jumbotron and all that stuff. Anyway, she didn't get it in the game against Phoenix, but we knew it was coming. This is Caitlin Clark. And here's my take. What better day to get it? What better game to get it than in game number 22? So here's Caitlin Clark, number 22, 22 years old, and she gets that triple-double on game 22. 22 is a special number. That's a conversation for another day. But so excited to see her get that triple-double. So excited to see how that game started. The way they started the game is the way that this team, Indiana, is going to play best. When they can get defensive stops, when teams are missing shots, and they can get the ball in Caitlin's hand and run the floor. And the cool thing about it is that people were catching passes and they were finishing. This girl and her passes, it's absolutely unreal. And I was glad to see that they were able to handle those passes and in many cases complete. And therefore she got the dime. And so she ended with 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. History for Caitlin Clark. And not only that, okay, I'm super excited that they beat New York Liberty on the top standings in the league, okay? They've got Brianna Stewart, they've got Sabrina Ionescu, they've got Jonquel Jones, and they've got, is it Lainey Hamilton? I always get confused. Lainey Hamilton, Hamilton Lainey. I think it's Lainey Hamilton. You know who I'm talking about. The one who was picking up Caitlin, one of the ones picking up Caitlin full court. So they've got this, and then Indiana just started out strong. Caitlin was looking for her shot right from the start, and you know what? She put up 17 shots. And Coach Tsai says, I want her to take at least 15, or I want her to take 15 shots a game, whatever. She was looking for her shot from the beginning. She went cold, but she didn't go cold in terms of being able to distribute the basketball. When they can get out on the break, good things are going to happen as long as they can catch and finish. And they were able to do that to a large extent. And not only did Caitlin Clark get that coveted triple-double, she also made other history. Let me read it here. Caitlin Clark became the fastest rookie in WNBA history to record 350 plus points, 150 plus assists, and 120 plus rebounds in her 22nd career game played, passing Liberty guard Sabrina Ionescu, whom she was playing, who previously owned this record in 30 games played. So understand what we're saying here. In 22 games, Caitlin Clark passed Sabrina Ionescu for 350 plus points, 150 plus assists, 120 plus rebounds in her 22nd game, unlike Ionescu, who did that in her in 30 games. The girl, Caitlin Clark, is the real deal. And yet people still want to act like she's struggling. Does she have stuff to learn? Yeah, she's a rookie. Everybody has stuff to learn. But this girl belongs in the big leagues where we find her right now. So we saw, I don't know if you saw, but I saw, and many other people saw, the celebration that went on after the game in the locker room where Christy Sides and the team, I guess, was pouring water on Caitlin and congratulating her for that triple-double. And Coach Sides, she said that it was the first time a rookie ever did it in franchise history. Well, yeah, that's true, because it was the first time a rookie ever did it, period, in the WNBA. So I'm not quite sure if Christy Sides didn't know that it was the whole league and not just the franchise, or if she just misspoke.
But for a rookie to get a triple-double in franchise history.
Truth is that it's the first time a rookie has ever recorded a triple-double in the history of the WNBA, and it's the first time, from what I understand, any player at all has done it in franchise history. Caitlin Clark continues to show herself worthy of being there in spite of being picked up full court, being double, triple team blitzed, having the weight of the political world on her shoulder, because everybody wants to make this about more than basketball and all this stuff. And there's a lot of stuff going on that this young 22-year-old is carrying on her shoulder. But Caitlin Clark is extremely humble. And if you listen to the post game, if you listen to her when they even congratulate her in the locker room, she's thanking her teammates. She's thanking them. She's giving props to them. She's saying, hey, if I had 13 assists, that means my team completed, scored on 13 of my passes. So that's pretty cool. Now, let's look at some other things here. I'm looking on the Fevers page on WNBA.com. Caitlin Clark has done a lot of things on a basketball court that nobody else has ever done before. She's done even more things faster and better than anyone before her. And though she's known for her triples, Clark doubled down on Saturday and recorded the WNBA's first ever triple-double by a rookie. And it goes on to say that she grabbed her 10th rebound to complete the historic triple-double. There was 7:10 to go in the fourth quarter. And you know what? She didn't even seem to know it. She says, honestly, I wasn't too aware. Everybody was a little confused as to why they were going so nuts over a rebound. Yeah, because she just made history, okay? Check this out. It says the league has seen, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm so hot right now. Woo! Anyway, so, you see the sweat popping. But it says the league has seen just 35 triple-doubles in its 27 seasons. Just 35 triple-doubles in its 27 seasons. I remember the very first one. It was Cheryl Swoops. I was watching that game. And currently just 4 in its 28th season. No player wearing an Indiana Fever jersey has ever recorded a triple-double at all until Clark, which blows my mind because of Tamika Catchings. But so she did it in just 22 games. And of course, here's Clark, okay? This is the humility that she has. Obviously, it's really cool. My teammates have been finishing the ball really, really at a high rate. My assist numbers, that's because of them. Just finding them in positions to be successful. We've done a really good job of that. And so through her first 22 games in the league, she's reached double figures in scoring 18 times. She's tallied 10 or more assists 4 times and grabbed double-digit rebounds 3 times. She was 1 rebound shy, we know this, of that triple-double against the Phoenix Mercury. So she now has 3 consecutive double-doubles with points and assists, the longest such streak by a rookie in league history. She also finds herself on the WNBA's all-time list for total assists by a rookie with 162. Her 162 assists also happen to be the best assist total in the league this season. I mean, I could go on and on, but let's talk about what Coach Tsai said about her here. She said, first and foremost, she's the most competitive human being I've ever met. Just about anything that there's a score being taken, she's going to want to be competitive with it. And she goes on to talk about that. And of course, Clark, in her humility, I'm just happy we won. I take a lot of pride in being able to do a lot of different things for this team. And so, again, in her 22nd game, she gets that triple double. Number 22 on game 22. And think about it. The assist that she had there, and I just shared with you about other assists that she had high level numbers of assists. We understand, we know, if you've been watching, you know that there are many times when Caitlin Clark should have had more assists when her teammates didn't finish, which of course happens in the game of basketball. And it happens to her. And it has happened at times when they were bunnies and they were gimmies and they missed at times. And so we know if she's going to credit them for her, for her assists, for her triple-double, we also have to be honest and say, okay, how many times did she not get an assist because players missed shots that they should have made? And also the turnovers. Everybody went, oh, how many turnovers? How many turnovers? There's a whole conversation to be had about why her turnovers are higher than other people. One of the most obvious is that she's a point guard. She's got the ball in her hand more than anyone else, and therefore that makes sense. We understand that. We also understand that you got to have players who catch passes. So we've got to look at, you can't have one without the other. If we're going to credit them for when she does well, then we've got to also look at them when they're dropping the ball, literally and figuratively, when things don't seem to work out the way we want them to work out. So here's my takeaway. Here's a couple takeaways that I have. Number one, let's talk about Olympics. Let's talk about the Olympics. I'm saying if I'm a person on this Olympics team, maybe I didn't want Caitlin on the team. The people were talking about, oh, there's no chemistry and people are not going to like it if Caitlin doesn't get to play. It was the Andrea Carter who said from ESPN, who said, oh, if they're at the Olympics and they take a picture and Caitlin Clark's not in the picture, the people are going to say, oh, why are they not, including Caitlin Clark? The answer to which I say, then why wouldn't they be including her? Why ain't she in the picture if everybody else is in the picture? Are people reaching out? But anyway, she made it sound like Caitlin wasn't going to fit in with the team. Okay, whatever. Other people were trying to say, well, she's not going to get that much time. She doesn't deserve to be there. What player would you take off the list to put her on the list? Blah, 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 blah. We've already had that conversation. I can name a couple. That's not why I'm here. Why I'm here is to say this. You see how this girl passes the ball. I challenge you. And you know what? If you've got someone whose name you can drop, do so. But here's my question. Who in the WNBA, including players on that Olympic team, passes better than Caitlin Clark? Name me a player who can distribute the ball the way Caitlin Clark distributes the ball. I dare you to name me somebody who wants to get the ball off the rim or have somebody get the ball off the rim, outlet the ball to her, push the ball up the floor, and just get rid of it. She's not trying to hold on to the ball. She's not trying to be the one who scores the point. She's not trying to be the hero. She wants to get the ball, give the ball up, and let's get the easy two. That's what she's doing. And I'm saying this. No, do they need Caitlin Clark to win the Olympics? These girls are not losing games. Barring something absolutely weird, there's no way that Team USA women's basketball is going to lose. Okay, which was why their comment that, oh yeah, well, Caitlin Clark, like they're looking for veterans. They want seasoned players. For the first time now, they don't want to have a rookie on it. Whatever. We know it's garbage. We know what the deal is, right? So they were willing to sacrifice the media attention, how it's going to grow the game, and as well as her skill, because, they've got some kind of axe to grind. We know the deal. But I'm saying, Caitlin Clark, I don't believe. The player I see, she's setting records. She's breaking records. She's doing it with humility. She has an amazing media personality. She's savvy with the media, all that stuff. She appears to be a good teammate. And you decide we don't want to bring her because, we don't want to share the limelight, which is the real deal, or we don't like her, or we're jealous, or whatever it is. It's not what they're saying it is, but I'm saying that this player is good enough to get minutes. I mean, there are other great players on that team, and Caitlin may not get all the minutes as a rookie. That's okay. But I believe that she could be in that game and she could contribute. And who doesn't want someone who passes the ball as she does? If these players are so wonderful on this Olympics team, they want the game to be as easy as possible. And when Caitlin is running the floor with the ball in her hand, she makes it easier. She's looking to give you the ball. It makes your life, it makes your role so much easier. And again, I ask the question, who on that team is a better passer than Caitlin Clark? Now, you're going to again say, oh, the turnovers. And I'm going to again repeat, she's dealing with the Indiana fever. Most people, unless they're just hating, don't know the game, or not paying attention, have seen the games, have seen that there were times that many times, where her teammates should have caught the ball and they didn't, or they should have done X, Y, and Z and they did it. And therefore, she was assessed in a turnover. But since these players on the Olympic team supposed to be the best of the best of the best, I would say that liability is moved out of the way. They will be able to grab those passes and they will be able to finish. Who doesn't want to play with that kind of unselfish, amazing passer and shooting the three? But my goodness, she's not always. There are times when we're screaming, shoot it. And there are times when she passes up shots. But she looks to pass the ball and she's pinpoint and she threads the needle. Does she sometimes, I shouldn't even have to say this, but I will because somebody else will. Does she sometimes make bad decisions? Yeah. But you know what? You take the good with the bad because her upside is so much higher than her low side. You want a player like that to be able to have the freedom to get that ball out, to make those passes, and it's buckets. And so if I'm an Olympic caliber player, I want Caitlin Clark on my team because she's going to make it so much more fun. She's going to make it so much easier, and boom. And the rest is Olympic history. But they don't want her on the team, so we'll get to see her, as an all-star, take on the Olympic team, and we'll see what happens. But once again, congratulations to the whole team because it is a team effort, as she pointed out. But this girl, as the leader of this team, is amazing. And those people who have tried to discount her, they've got nothing. And I know the whole conversation about Rookie of the Year. It's early still. But obviously, I think it's obvious and should be obvious to everyone, not to take away from Angel Reese. She's been doing some good stuff lately, but I don't believe at this point that she deserves to be in the conversation when you look at her and when you look at Caitlin Clark. And you might disagree, and that's okay. But if we're going to disagree, let's disagree based on basketball and not all the other stuff that we're hearing. The race stuff, the popularity based on how what I put on my social media stuff and all of that. Let's talk basketball. So there's that. I want to make another point, and I want us to remember this, and myself included. A lot of us were bent out of shape because Caitlin Clark didn't get that triple W. I want to say triple W all the time. Did not get the triple double against Diana Taurasi and Phoenix, although they got that win. But here's the thing. Caitlin Clark, she just keeps the main thing the main thing. She's like, hey, that was game number 20. It's coming. I'm not focused on that. At least I'm not outwardly showing it. Of course, I want to do well. I want to make those accomplishments, but I'm just going to keep my focus on what the focus is, and that's the team. And we have to do the same thing. Even though if we're going to be commentating, we have to call out some of the stuff. That's what we do, right? But the bottom line is this girl with her tremendous talent and upside will have plenty of opportunities. So she just does what? She comes out the next game and she gives it her all. She comes out the next game and she gives it her all. And she plays the game the way the game is supposed to be played. Her basketball IQ is off the charts. It just is what it is. And I know there are people who are hating on her and they don't want to hear it. But let's be honest. Somebody made a comment and said something like, Caitlin Clark is trash. Whenever somebody says something like that, it was in some video I did, I can't communicate with those people because they're disingenuous at best. It's one thing to say, I don't really like Caitlin Clark, and just be honest. I used to say that about Jordan. Oh, Jordan is trash. My students would say that. And I'm like, guys, you sound foolish when you say that. You sound like you don't know what you're talking about. And you sound like you just sound ridiculous. Let's put it like that. So just say, I don't like Jordan. Just say, I wish he played this way sometimes instead of that way. But to say he's trash, you just don't know. You just sound foolish. So for those who are saying, oh, Caitlin Clark, she's just trash. Caitlin Clark, she's just overrated. You just sound foolish. Just say the girl can ball, but I don't like her. Or I'm jealous of her. Or blah, blah, blah. Whatever you can come up with. Just own it. But to say this girl who is setting records, who is making everyone better around her, to say she trash, I just disregard, because there's nothing else you have to say that I want to listen to after that obvious ridiculousness. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to come. It's been a minute. So make sure you hit like, make sure you share, help me with the algorithm, share, like, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're closing in on 11,000. Thanks to you. Make sure if you love the channel that you donate something to the channel. Nothing too small. There's nothing too big that wouldn't be a blessing. And I will put that information on the screen as well as in the description. My Venmo, my Cash App. So feel free to do that. But again, subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, just be respectful. That's all. Let's just have this respectful conversation. So once again, a triple-double, the first ever from a rookie in the WNBA in nearly 30 years of existence, by Caitlin Clark, number 22, in game number 22. All right, I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.